What's up, everybody? My name is Brett Jeffries, and I am going to be your only comic this evening in a vest. I love this vest. I got this vest recently. It's my first one. I've been into punk rock since I was a little kid, but I wanted a punk rock, a battle vest, for a long time. I finally got one. And what I learned is that you have to be really careful when you're buying a battle vest because they make different cuts of denim vest, and if you buy the wrong one, you will look like Ernest Saves punk rock. I love punk rock. I do. I've always listened to it as long as I can remember, but it's because punk is weird. Like, it's got the hard, tough side, the spikes, and then a much softer side. And you run into these guys, and they're always so scary looking. They'll be like, yeah, my name's Piss Jug. I like drinking, fighting, and arts and crafts. I'll learn to use the sewing machine for these patches. Do you have any Oxy? I can address something right off the bat that you may have picked up on that JB said. I am trans. That's true. And I don't feel like I have to tell you anything else about it. I don't have to tell you what's in my pants. At least I don't think so. Look, I've been wrong before. You may think you need to know what's in my pants, and if that's the case, I guess come up to me after the show. It's gonna be real fucking weird for both of us. I'm gonna make sure of that. I would prefer that it remains a mystery in your head for the rest of your life. Like you're driving to work one day and you just go, what was that? Oh, what if it was both? That's the comedy that's just for me. No, that was a test. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you because you guys seem cool. I identify as a woman, that's right. And it's not a fucking problem. People get weird about it. I get it. We live in the Bible Belt and not like the buckle, but the extra holes you have to punch because you only eat cheese. People get weird about it. I'm here to tell you it's actually a good thing that I'm trans. I'm an asset to you as a friend because I can make any party into a gender reveal party if I take my pants off. Lord knows you people love your gender reveal parties. Willing to burn down a national forest for it. Oh, we're flipping cars. Did the Thunder win the championship? No, I'm having a girl. Wild, unhinged behavior. I kind of like it. Now, since I came out as trans, I don't have a great relationship with my parents. I didn't have a great one before, but I also don't now. I'm trying to fix it. I invited my mom to a show. I said, come watch me tell jokes. You'll love it. You people did? You're having a good time? She said, no. She said, I don't want to hear you talk about me and your little routine. Pro tip, that's how you get a bit written about you. It's an awful thing to say to your kid. It's belittling, it's demeaning. Most of all, it's confusing because I haven't had a routine since I quit gymnastics 30 years ago. The only thing I took from that was how to do the tuck. There it is, there it is. I can make fun of myself. If you do it, it's bigotry. Now, when I say I'm trans, people around here get weird. They go, oh no, the show just got woke. Well, don't worry, because I'm also kind of old. I'm just not that woke. I think I want to be, because to me, I think that it makes you cool. I'm not totally sold on it, but when I was a kid, I always looked at the cool kids, and they were the kids with the facial piercings. And now I work backwards. I looked at kids with the facial piercings, and they're all telling me why I'm supposed to be offended. So follow that. Now, I did something new recently. I bought my very first pride flag at nearly 40 years old. I bought my first pride flag. I saw it. I said, I can own that. I'm proud. put it up outside my apartment, lasted 2 fucking weeks before it got ripped down. Yeah, and the guy mysteriously ended up with a lot of buckshot in his ass. I don't know how that happened. I am a proud person. I'm also very petty, so I replaced it with 4 more pride flags. Put them up all outside my place. You can see how queer I am from space. There's a cosmonaut looking down going, sodomite. That's a Bible word. No, but I put one right by my front door. Huge mistake. I don't know what I was thinking, like I'm gonna salute it on my way to work. It rained, the flag got wet, now I have to dodge it every time I leave my front door because you don't want it slapping you in the face. It feels like you're getting licked by Clifford the big gay dog. Something people love to ask me since I came out, they always ask me this one dumb, asinine question. They say, how do you handle the bathroom situation? What's your take on the bathroom debate? I don't fucking have one. I'll be honest with you, I use whichever bathroom stinks less. It's never been an issue. I just shut the stall door. Nobody knows what I am. It's fine. No, but the truth is, I've never had anybody like get in my way or get in my face about it because this face you see is a will pee on your feet face. And like taking off my pants, I'll do it. Let's see, I do get bullied on social media for being trans sometimes. Like I got called a groomer one day, and I don't understand that. Because my cosmetology license got taken away years ago. I know what's happening. They're conflating a trans woman with a drag queen, and there are some important differences I feel like you should know. The main difference is that I'm autistic. You'll never catch me in a library reading to children when there are books about trains. I could be reading to myself. But an even bigger difference between a drag queen and a trans woman, such as myself, is that a drag queen can actually, trick your husband. I don't get the kid thing, I really don't. Like, I for real don't want anything to do with your kids. I don't like your kids. It's because I said I'm autistic and kids are, sticky. There it is. I like talking about being autistic on stage. I do it now. I've been doing comedy for 8 years. And for a long time, I didn't talk about being autistic. It's because I'm very private. I'm a private person. I don't like talking about myself. Actually makes it hard to do comedy. My friends begged me to talk about it. They said, you need to talk about your autism because your autism is particularly funny. I understand that might be an insult. Cool thing about autism, I don't notice. No, but I started talking about it and nobody cared. It wasn't a big deal. Looking back 40 years, nobody's ever really given a shit that I'm autistic, except my parents who kept telling doctors, like, hey, our kid kind of sucks. Can you fix him? But other than that, nobody cared until this year, and you all saw it. RFK Jr. wants to make a list, wants to make a database, wants to round up all the autistic people. Now, first of all, if you round us all up, who's gonna make the database? I purposely didn't call him a gravel-voiced fail son because I wasn't sure how you were gonna react. But look, I don't want the government to know that I'm autistic. I said I'm a private person. I don't want them to come to my house and take my Legos away. So I did something about it. I called my doctor and I said, you need to take this off my medical records. Make that shit disappear. And they were like, bet you're cured. They did it. It's not on my medical records. I cured it before the government. I should get a prize. No, but I think the government can still find me. I think it'd be really easy. I think they just have to like come to me and say, hey, we've got this train. Do you want to get on it? And I will, because I have questions about the train. Is this diesel or electric? Are you running coal in 2026, you jokesters? I really do know too much about trains. All right. No, I think it's stupid that I'm autistic in 2026. Hear me out. I shouldn't still be autistic. Because why didn't I just make social interaction my special interest? I spent 100% of my time learning about nuclear energy, and as I said, trains. I could have spent 30% of my time learning how to make extended eye contact. It would have been really helpful now. Now, I don't love that I have a really limited diet. I do. If you don't know an autistic person, we have safe foods we can eat. I have safe foods. I eat them damn near every day. Happened the other day. Sometimes these safe foods change. I was eating, you know what I was eating? I was eating dinosaur nuggets because I'm an adult. I wasn't eating dinosaur nuggets because they taste good. I was eating dinosaur nuggets because I know I put them in the microwave, ate for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they come out food. That's all. I put them in the microwave. I like to read the bag because I like to know that I'm following the rules. It says 8 nuggets, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I look at the bag, that's not what it says now. These assholes changed it without asking me. Now it says microwave until hot. This sent me down like this panic spiral where I'm calling my partner at work, just yelling and crying like, I think I'm a meatball gal now. They're like, what the fuck does that mean? Why are you crying? Do you need to go to the hospital? You can't just call me and say I'm a meatball gal now. I have so many questions. I am, though. I consider myself a body positive person. I do. Took a long time to get there. I like to be able to look in the mirror and say, hell yeah, I like what I see. You should all get there. It's great. You just need to like take a lot of drugs and fuck with your vision a little bit. No, but I ruined it the other day. See, I finally got to this point where I was happy with how I looked, and then it doesn't matter what the circumstances are or why this happened, but I accidentally saw a photo of myself naked. Don't need to know the backstory there, but all that body positivity turned into absolute sympathy for every sexual partner I've ever had. Oh, that one's too sad. All right. I think it's fine. I actually used to be a sex educator, if that is any kind of surprise for the wild shit I've already told you on this microphone. I did. I was a sex educator when I was in college for a very dumb reason. Because all my friends got gonorrhea. I didn't finish. I didn't, but they all got it in the same week from the same girl. And I said, these dumbasses need to know more. No, I became a sex educator. I went to classes, I got certified. I taught a class of like 30 Chickasha, Oklahoma townies, which is the best way to learn that your community needs sex education. Because I had this part in my class where I would take anonymous questions from the class, like whatever they were afraid to ask me eye to eye, I would answer to the entire class as though I didn't know what their handwriting looked like. And I kept getting the same question every single day. And that question was some variation of, why do I get an erection when I'm playing basketball with my friends? Some of you are smart, you already figured it out. I had to look these 30 some odd Chickasha, Oklahoma townies in their faces, like they didn't work at the Mazio's I ate at, and say, "You're gay." I don't mean this in a bad way. Look, you're getting an erection while you're on hunting trips with your buddies, probably because of some trauma, but also because you're a homosexual. The guns definitely factor in. Have that checked out. I love this one thing. You guys are going to be on board. I know that because it's super popular. I think this table right here is going to love it. I love true crime. True crime is one of the most popular things in the world right now. I fucking love it. I can't get enough of it. Look, we need to admit that our relationship with true crime is going to change greatly because of the world we live in. Because we know people too well now. I can go on my phone, a computer I keep in my pocket, and find any thought any person in the world has had at any time. And I listen to these podcasts, and they always say the same things about the victims. They say, "Oh, her smile could light up the room. When she was around, we felt a little bit better." Meanwhile, I'm like, no, none of this is true. I just looked her up on Twitter. There's like 20 memes about the dangers of race mixing. Let's make that murderer, put him on city council. He had the right idea. I think it's the same way with ghost stories, right? Like ghost stories. I loved ghost stories growing up. I loved haunted houses, and I'm not talking about the shitty haunted house that they build in your high school gym. I mean a real fucking haunted house. It's haunted by Civil War soldiers that are mad because they lost. Where you just want to go and flex touching things. Look at me, idiot. I love that, but I think people are too different now. And I think we're honestly gonna start having non-binary ghosts. Because technically every conversation they have is unfinished business. Yeah, I don't need to explain this again, man. All right. Let's change it up a little bit. I've got a kid. We have parents in the house. You guys were hesitant. That's how I know your parents. All right. Now, I've got a kid. That's where I fall on the autism spectrum. Somewhere between we're going to let you try parenting and maybe don't let you have a jawbreaker unattended. I love my kid. She's dope. She's neurodivergent, just like me, because everybody is now. If you know the meaning of divergent, you know that that's a dumb fucking thing to say. All right. But no, she's cool. She has a lot of the same interests I had when I was her age. I loved building forts when I was a kid. Looking back, does not hold up to scrutiny. She came to me the other day. She said, "I want to build a fort." And at first I was game. I was like, "Yeah, let's do this." And then I thought about it for 1 minute, and I said, "Wait a second, you're already in a fort that I paid for." She said, "No, I want to build the biggest fort I can." I said, "You're not listening. By default, it's going to be smaller than your house." She continued. So I sat down and watched TV while a monument to her bullshit went up around me. About 30 minutes in, I'm like, I don't want an active kid. Can you just go back to TikTok? She has this great ability to roast me. I know I don't know the current slang, and that's fine. I'm almost 40, language evolves, it's fine. I know that nobody's using the slang from my childhood. There's nobody being referred to as all that in a bag of chips. I'm thankful for that. Kind of embarrassed we said it. The other day she dropped this one on me. She said, "You're dusty, musty, crusty." I said, I can't say anything that devastating. That's how I would describe an addict. I'm just gonna call you an asshole, and I have to live with you comparing me with the place we keep Christmas decorations. I try to impress her because I think she's cool. I went to her one day, I said, I'm a stand-up comic, that's basically a rock star. She said, no. You're basically a magician. Started crying a little bit. Pick a card, any card. She says, what's this? I said, adoption paperwork. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up with one thing. I have this story. I just started telling this story, but this story, I understand, does not make me seem like a good person. But once you hear it, you're gonna understand why I can no longer sit on this story. This is a true thing that happened. I, like every single person in this room, eat way too many Quick Trip hot dogs. And one day, I had my regular QT hot dog craving, and I stopped at one of the nice Quick Trips, and I mean that sarcastically. It was the 11th and Utica Quick Trip, where they just dump the homeless people getting out of the hospital. Hey, oh, burn victim? Fuck you. Go get a taquito, bitch. I pull up, I park, I start to walk in, and somebody stops me on my way in. And he offers to sell me heroin. Backstory, like apparently every comic you've heard from tonight, I used to do heroin. And if you've never done it and don't know, it's awesome. Look, I've been clean for 22 years, that's true. But, like I said, it's awesome. And there's still a part of my brain that thinks about it every day, so I stopped and thought, maybe I would like to purchase some. And it was also not immediately apparent to me that this fella standing in front of me had Down syndrome. No, the junkie part of my brain said, maybe he just has really good heroin. I'm not proud of this, but Downer syndrome. So one part of my brain says maybe. Then the parent part of my brain kicks in. When I realize he has Down syndrome, I'm like, oh my God, you have Down syndrome. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Do you need a blanket? I can find a policeman for you right now. And he's like, no. You don't understand what I do for a living. That's the last thing I want. And then a third part of my brain, which is what I like to call performatively woke, which is where I don't want anyone to see me being ableist. Because I used to do heroin, which means I used to sell heroin. I did that job. I know how hard that job is. He has disabilities, and he's doing that job, that hard job. Then I start thinking, oh my God, he's the breadwinner for his family. How bad is his situation? I start feeling actually bad for this guy. Oh my goodness, I should do something. Long story short, I bought all of his heroin. and I need to make about $250 to break even. Now, I am not going to sell the heroin. It is good. Instead, I have notebooks for sale. I've got a lot of fun designs, like memorable farts, cures for autism, and reasons to quit comedy. Maybe you're seeing what I'm doing and thinking, I want to do that, but I don't have a place to write my jokes. That's insane. It's 2026. You're going to write them in your phone. But I have little note card binders that I made by hand. This one says, "Stop being yourself." All right, I'm Brett Jeffries. Come see me after the show.